This is Suite 12.660, Storage Container Management in Prism Central. So then with this particular feat, we brought storage container management operations under Prism Central. The versions, software versions required are AOS 6.1 and PCE 2021.12. It's supported on all licenses, hypervisor platforms, and it's shipping right now. Prism Central is a multi-cluster management tool or control plane where administrators can control multiple clusters from a single location. Having said that, for storage container management, administrators still had to go on into Prism element of individual clusters and do CRUD operations from there, which was a headache for many administrators. And there was a requested feature from customers saying they needed these kind of operations to be managed centrally via Prism Central. This feat brings all those operations, all the CRUD operations to Prism Central, and administrators have the same functionality in PC that they had in PE. So let's take a look at some of the screenshots. As you can see, storage container creation, update, delete operations are under Prism Central. You can pick and choose which container and on which cluster you need to do these operations. And these are some additional advanced screenshots for the same operations. So makes the administrators not have to leave Prism Central in managing the storage containers.
Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about feat 12836 today, which is our new actions added to crossplay. Now the 4 new actions that we've added to crossplay in PC 2021.12 are listed here. So we have the lookup cluster host and VM details actions, as well as send alert to PagerDuty. Now, the value proposition for this, we're delivering this because we want to continue to add native actions to round out our action gallery to make our playbooks easier to use. So prior to this release, any of these things were possible using API calls, but now it's a more native integration. So it basically simplifies the whole process of creating these playbooks. Now these are what the 4 actions look like in the action gallery. And let's take a look at the lookup VM details action, so what this looks like. So when you add this action to your playbook, there's no input you need to provide. It's going to simply get the details for the source entity that was detected by the trigger. And so if your source entity is a cluster or a host, you would use those actions instead. And then we can use this action in subsequent actions, as we'll see. So for example, in an action that comes after, so we're using the send email action, we can use any of the details provided by that lookup VM details action, and we can use them as parameters in our future actions, whether it's an email or an API call or whatever we need. For the PagerDuty integration, so again, before you could do this by constructing your own API call, but now all you need to do is choose the PagerDuty send alert to PagerDuty action and add the routing key. And the routing key you will get from your PagerDuty instance. You just need to add the Events API version 2 integration and then copy the integration key over into the playbook, and then that will automatically send that alert directly to PagerDuty. So now how do we POC this? So for the lookup actions, you can set up a playbook to be triggered on VM creation. You can show how you can look up the VM details in a single step to use in future actions. So for example, sending an email with the VM information or integrating with a third-party configuration tool with an API call with some of that information. For the PagerDuty action, you can set up a free PagerDuty dev account and show the integration there. There's also a Tech Bytes video coming out shortly that will demo these things as well. Now, a couple of caveats. The lookup actions are supported on external vCenter VMs. So if you're doing external vCenter monitoring, you can get the details from those VMs. However, there are fewer details than what would be on a native Nutanix, ESX, or AHV VM. And the lookup actions are not supported on Hyper-V. Now, the following 3 slides are just showing what details are provided depending on what type of VM we're looking at. So for each of these tables, for the VM details, for example, we have this list of attributes that are supported on the native VMs, and then the external vCenter VM is a slightly shorter list. And we have the same for the host details, so you can see which attributes are supported. And then for the cluster details as well, we can see the supported attributes.